Good morning, or good afternoon, good evening, good night. And if I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. But it's morning for me. Well, it's actually not. It's like only just still the morning. That's an 11. That's me and my family at the Tower of London. And also, sorry, just phone show and tell. You can see that the only notification on my phone right now is my period app, because today is the first day of my cycle. I'm just so grateful for this life. This video was quite a random last minute decision because I am actually quite ill at the moment. You can't really hear it in my voice. Both me and Jack are ill. It's my fault, my bad. I picked it up somewhere out in the wild and I've brought it back into the home. So me and Jack both had to cancel our plans last night because we were both just rotting in our respective oodies. And like I said, today is the first day of my period, so I was like, I am not doing all this weekend, I promise you. I promise you, I am not leaving my house. I am not leaving my joggers. And literally all I planned to do for the next couple of days was read books, and I was like, hey, why not bring these guys along? So my challenge for this weekend is literally just do nothing but read. I'm gonna have a whole, essentially 48 hours readathon, except I'm not gonna do it for 48 hours straight because I want to sleep. As previously mentioned, I'm ill, so it is more like I'm vlogging my weekend of just kind of like rotting in the house, and I'm gonna be doing a lot of reading. So you're gonna see the cats, you're gonna see Jack, you're gonna see what I'm eating for dinner. My aim is to just make this like a bit of a cozy video with a few like book reviews and opinions throughout. So, I've left it long enough. It is 12 o'clock because I'm ill. Do you want me to say it anymore? Me and Jack have just been in bed all morning. It took a lot to get me showered and hair washed and freshly air wrapped. I've even put jewelry on for you. I know you didn't ask for this, but like, this is the kind of effort that I want to put in for you guys. Without further ado, let's go pick up my first book because I've left it downstairs. First reading location. This clip is literally a few seconds after I finished that last one, but I've already spilt water on my boob and I felt, hello? Oh, she heard me talking and she's like, can I be in it? You're gonna say hi to the people, Pluto. Oh, you're so beautiful. Okay, bye. Are we gonna show them my first book? Come here, you can be in it. Do you want me, to be fair, because we've not had a cuddle this morning? She wasn't feeling very cuddly today. In fact, she started biting my feet when we were still in bed, so we didn't wake up on the best terms this morning. This is my beautiful Plutiful. I love her, I love her, I love her. I love making her sit like this. How cute. Me and Saturn do the apple dance sometimes. I cannot make Pluto do the apple dance. Look, she already wants to leave. But I'll try and make Saturn do the apple dance at some point in this video. Please ignore my boob juice. It's not boob juice. This is exactly why I explained the situation at the start of this clip. Because it's not boob milk. I'm not pregnant yet. Don't let Jack see that. Okay, so my first book is the one that I'm like still halfway through. Well, I say halfway through. Look how close I am to finishing. It's The Picture of Dorian Gray. I always thought that this was called The Portrait of Dorian Gray, but it's right there, it says picture. Confusing. Yeah, I'm so close to finishing this, so I'm literally just gonna go make a cup of tea and bash out the rest of this. I'm really enjoying this. Really, really enjoying this. I'm really surprised myself because this is from what, like the 1800s? When did this book come out? Alexa, when was The Picture of Dorian Gray written?
Good afternoon, Eleanor.
Thank you.
The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde was published in June 1890.
1890. And yeah, I really freaking enjoy it. I mean, me and Jack went to see Nosferatu the other night, which is, again, a really, really old story, and they were speaking in really old-fashioned, like, style. I don't know, how do you say that? It was just very oldie worldy the way that they were talking, and Jack was like, I was lost at so many parts of that, and I was like, you know what, I've been training for this. I've been reading Oscar Wilde, so like I could understand Nosferatu very easily. I love old writing. It took me a while to kind of understand it all. I had quite an aversion to old writing at first because I'm Gen Z. Once you kind of get a grasp on it, it is so beautiful and it becomes a lot easier to understand. And yeah, really, really enjoying this. It took a fucking turn though. No one told me that it was gonna go a bit true crimey. I knew nothing at all about this book before I started reading it. And I'm not sure how I've managed to do 25 years of life without having any clue of this story. So I actually went in like completely blind, and it's really good. It's really, really good. So yeah, I'm gonna go make a cup of tea. Oh, by the way, this bookmark is very special to me. It's my auntie who passed away. I just wanted to explain because you can kind of see the top part of the poem on the back peeking up, and it says I am free. So I just wanted to explain it. I keep this with me, my little auntie. So yeah, let's go make a cuppa. Good luck, babe! I have to put you on to the tea that I drink every single day. So of course it's by Yorkshire Tea because they make the best tea ever. But this is malt biscuit brew. It tastes like tea and biscuits. And that is so accurate. It tastes like rich tea biscuits. I get mine on Amazon. I've never seen it in a supermarket before, but yeah, you can get this on Amazon. In fact, I got it as a little set with this one, which is a decaf bedtime blend that's got vanilla and nutmeg in it. And this is really nice. It's not the same. It's nowhere near as good as this one, but I'm such a tea drinker that like it keeps me up at night if I don't switch to decaf after like 5 p.m. I also have to take my antidepressants. Woo! It already seems to be working. I'm wooing. Sorry, body tea. Whoa! You come to say hi again. He's my baby. He's my baby girl. Oh, I love her. She's jumped up on the side. Cats don't belong up there. Cup of tea in hand. Well, not literally, but topped up my water because need hydration. Oh my god, yeah, my mum got me, I saw it in the background and I have to show you. My mum got me not only a hot pink Stanley for Christmas, which I'm so excited about. I should probably switch from a glass, but hey, she also got me the little snack tray. I'm such a bedtime snacker. That's literally like one of my worst habits, I would say, is like I need a little snack in the bed at the end of the night, and Jack hates it because he hates crumbs in the bed, but you know, he has to take me for my faults, as my flaws, as well as my good things. Cozy cardigan on, we have a cup of tea, we have our water. Let's resume the picture of Dorian Gray. I can hear Jack singing in the shower. To be fair, I've been able to hear him for a little while, but he just hit a high note there, bitch. He just hit an Ariana Grande note, bitch. Are you guys ready? We're gonna do the apple dance. I've already told them that she's good at it. I think the apple's rotten right to the core, from all the things passed down from all the apples coming before. I split the apple down symmetrical lines, and what I find is kind of scary, makes me just wanna drown. She loves it.
And I am in this one as well.
Oh yeah, Jack's here. Guys, we have a little visitor. She's come to sit on my knee while I finish the book. Pluto is definitely the more lap cat of the two of them. Saturn never really wants to like sit on you. She wants to sit near you, whereas Pluto, she'll just come and jump on you at any point. She is really cuddly, but it has to be on her terms. If it's on your terms, she'll bite you. But if she's in the mood for a cuddle, then she's so cute. And now we're done. So I have to read you this quote really quick. I'm literally like 5 pages from the end, but this is brilliant, right? So Lord Henry is talking to Dorian Gray about how Dorian has not visibly aged for over 10 years at this point. And he's like, what is your secret? You need to tell me how I can not age too. He says, to get back my youth, I would do anything in the world except take exercise, get up early, or be respectable. Relay. I just finished it. That's fucking brilliant. That's brilliant. 5 stars. That is such a good story. I can't believe I've never heard anyone like even briefly tell me the story before. Or maybe I have and I've forgotten it. Sorry, still sick. You know what? That's one thing I actually love about my failing memory. I mean, you know what? I've always had a terrible, terrible memory. And I think it's hereditary. My mum's memory's shit. Always has been. Love you, mummy, but it is. And it used to scare me, actually. Like, I used to have moments where, like, my boyfriend would tell me something that I had done and I didn't really remember it. Not even in, like, a, oh, you were so drunk, you don't remember it kind of way. Like, a, do you remember, like, last Valentine's Day when we went to this place? And I'll be like, I've never heard of that place. And it can get quite scary, actually. Sorry to get a bit deep with you a moment. Like, it gets a bit scary how much I don't remember about my own life. But when it comes to consuming, like, art and media, I love it. I love that about myself because I get to, like, re-watch shows as if it's, like, for the first time again. And I'll, like, hear the concept of books. Like, when I watch, like, Jack Edwards videos or other book reviewers and they tell me a brief synopsis of a book and I'll be like, that sounds great, I'm gonna go and buy that. And then by the time it's on my shelf, I've kind of forgotten what they even said about it. So I get to go into most books pretty much blind. But yeah, that's exactly what I did here and it was incredible. Like, I definitely see myself rereading this. How is it this beaten up though? Like, I have only been reading it for about a few weeks. I was reading it before Christmas and then I had to kind of half shelf it so that I could read a bunch of Christmas stuff. And so now that it's January, I've finally finished it. But yeah, it looks really battered. But yeah, that's amazing. Yay! First book of the video done. So, for my second book of the day, I think I'm actually going to switch to an audiobook now because I'm in the mood for some brain food. I'm taking this weekend off to recover my physical health, so why not do something for my mental health as well, eh? And I have been hearing so much about this one specific self-improvement audiobook on the Japanese philosophy of Ikigai, which is essentially your reason for being, your purpose in life. In the modern world, we're all kind of forced to start thinking about what we want to do for the rest of our lives when we're still so young. You're like 13 years old in high school, picking what subjects you're going to take, and that influences what colleges you can get into, and that influences what jobs you can get, and all of it started from a decision you made as a child. It leaves us with a bit of a predicament when a lot of adults grow up and they feel very unfulfilled with the lives that they once chose to live. So I am about to load up the Audible app and listen to Ikigai, the Japanese secret to a long and happy life. And it is with great pride that I tell you that Audible has sponsored this little section of my readathon. I'll tell you more about them in a minute, but first I'm gonna put the audiobook on, do a bit of work around my house, a little bit of multitasking.
Only staying active will make you want to live 100 years. Japanese proverb. Prologue. Ikigai, a mysterious word.
You can come with me if you want.
This book first came into being on a rainy night in Tokyo.
Okay, we're back. Significant housework has been done and a whole audiobook has been completed. I finished Ikigai. So this audiobook starts out with like tips and tricks on how to live a longer life. So things from exercise and optimal diet to managing stress, because who doesn't want longer on this earth with their loved ones, hey? But the bit that I was the most excited for about this audiobook was a real explanation of the philosophy of Ikigai. How to find your reason for being. Something that propels you out of bed with excitement every single day. Well, the truth is, you don't really have to make any big changes. I mean, you can if that's what you want to do, because life's too short not to. But the things that this audiobook encourages you to implement are small yet effective. Cultivating your relationships, for example. Love makes the world go round, and I think sometimes we forget that. An example from my own life is that I never really had the desire or the motivation to make home-cooked meals. But now that I live with my boyfriend and I'm cooking for him too, he has become my purpose, my reason for making delicious home-cooked meals, because I want to provide my favorite person in the world with healthy sustenance. This teaching is all about finding reason and purpose outside of oneself. So like parents with their kids, or even just like a pet dog. Like maybe someone that never has fresh groceries in the house has now committed to a weekly shopping schedule because they know that they need to feed their dog every day and they love their dog so much. So then in turn, they get fresh groceries in for themselves, they're healthier, they're happier, and it's all because of love. I mean, I know those examples are quite similar. Not to compare my boyfriend to a dog, but like, you know, if you need an excuse to adopt a puppy, then there you go. It seems that the idea of Ikigai, your purpose in life, lies at the intersection of four main things: what you enjoy, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid to do. I felt like I had won the lottery when my true crime channel first took off because, well, it ticks off all my things. I really enjoy telling important stories, opening up important conversations. I think I'm pretty good at it, if I do say so myself. The world needed a little bit of entertainment since we were heading into a pandemic at the time, and I think the world could always do with a bit more education in the things that I talk about: feminism, social issues. I take a lot of pride in being able to talk about those topics and tell those stories, and it ticks off my fourth one because I am so lucky enough to be paid to do what I love. I found my Ikigai. Although your Ikigai does have the potential to change over time. Maybe you start to enjoy what you're doing a bit less, or maybe you lose the ability to be good at it for whatever reason, or to be paid for it, or maybe the world simply doesn't need the thing it is that you were doing before. So now you kind of have to go back to the drawing board, look at your 4 points, and think about what you can do that checks all those boxes for you. Overall, this is another solid gold self-help audiobook. It has everything from physical health tips, mental health tips, examples, and a very clear framework of how to find your Ikigai. Audible has been part of my daily routine for months now. I almost feel like I can't live without it these days. They have such a huge library on there with every single genre of audiobook that you could ever imagine. But when I want to feel productive, it's the self-help, self-improvement audiobooks that I run to. I love having my headphones on with some self-improvement in my ears while I'm doing the housework because it feels like 2 birds, 1 stone. I'm leveling up my brain, my outlook on life, my routines, my processes, all while leveling up my home, I guess. If you can count like cleaning the toilet as leveling up your home, I count that. I just feel like a good audiobook, a good self-help audiobook really has the ability to change your whole life, and it's so underrated. And audiobooks are one of my favorite forms of escapism. I just put my headphones on, put the noise cancelling on, and I am whisked away from all of the stress of my daily life and transported to a deeper calm. You can just close your eyes and lose yourself in an audiobook. There's more to imagine when you listen. Whether you're imagining your dream life or the person that you want to be in 5 to 10 years' time, Audible will be your best friend on your self-improvement journey. If you guys have any other recommendations for like self-help, self-improvement audiobooks that you've listened to, please let me know. I'm always on the hunt for more. I have a couple of other like mini recommendations for you. I really liked the audiobook Super Communicators. It's all about how to be a more effective conversationalist, which is great if you're like going into business, or even if you just want to be like a cooler person at the pub or whatever. And also Take Control of Your Life by Mel Robbins is an Audible original, and it's a very humorous and light-hearted look at how fear and anxiety might be holding you back in life from achieving your full potential, and it teaches you how to claw back some control over that. And like I say, if you guys have any recommendations for me, then please leave them down below in the comments. I'm really excited to read you guys' recommendations. And I wish you the best of luck on your 2025 improvement journey with Audible. The link to get started is down below in the description of this video, and you lucky ducks will bag yourself a 30-day free trial. Can you believe that? Thank you so much to Audible for sponsoring this little section of my readathon, and thank you for the 30-day free trials. Go get them, girls. I'm actually gonna dive right back into another audiobook. They genuinely are like my favorite way to read these days. Physical books are so yestercentury. I'm gonna really switch up the genre right now though, and I'm gonna listen to The Eyes Are the Best Part by Monika Kim. This is giving thriller. I really don't know much about this book yet, but it's giving thriller. It's giving female main character that I think is maybe a killer? I don't know yet. I don't know. So I'm gonna start listening. I'm very excited. It's a Korean book as well, and I've realized ever since I read Almond and I loved it so much, I've realized that I really like Korean literature. So let's go.
Free than I am to Alexis.
This is one of my favorite tops.
Perfect eyes.
So cute.
I have to try even harder. At least when he was around, he could help support. They have no idea how good they have it.
I need to turn you off. She's so cute, but so noisy. I love it. My grandma got me this for Christmas. I asked for it because anything to make sitting at my desk more interesting. So my grandma got me it. And like, And one of my favourite things about it is when you turn it off, it's got like... Hello? I have to show you it on the back camera because it looks amazing. Look at that. It's like the volcano has just erupted. So, I'm on chapter 23 of The Eyes Are the Best Part, and this bitch is going crazy. She has a real thing about eyes because she's from a Korean family and her mother has always taught her that eating the fish's eyes when you have a fish for dinner, eating the eyes is good luck. And so she would always offer them to her kids and her kids would be like, ew, no, I'm not eating the eyes. And so their mum would always eat the eyes and be like, all the good luck for me then. And now this young lass is having thoughts of debauchery and murder and evil and violence, and she's really kind of fixated on the thought of killing this person and eating his eyes. And that's exactly what I was hoping for. When I read the title of this book, The Eyes Are the Best Part, and I saw that it was a thriller, I said, tell me no more. I'm going straight in. And it's exactly what I wanted. I'm enjoying it a lot so far. But now I'm going to pick my next physical book because I want to sit down and read. And I don't actually know what I'm going to read yet. Please ignore how much of a mess this side of my room is. I've done a lot of cleaning on this side, but not so much on this side. But this is my bookshelf. And there's a lot of these that are unread at the moment. So what should we go for? Oh my god, I got the Kendall and Kylie Jenner book from the charity shop the other day. There's a charity shop near me that actually has some sick things in there. Like, I got Where the Crawdads Sing. What else did I get from there? I got The Midnight Library from there. Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I'm pretty sure I got that from there too. Who is the bitch that is stocking that charity shop so well? I need to meet you. I'm gonna try and find the one that Jack got me for Christmas. He got me a few books for Christmas actually. I clearly hinted quite well that I like Ottessa Moshfegh. I really liked My Year of Rest and Relaxation, and I really wanted to read Lapvona and a bunch of her other books, so I just kind of really heavily hinted about Ottessa Moshfegh, and he got me like 3 different Ottessa Moshfegh books, and he's most excited for me to read a collection of short stories that she wrote, and I can't find it. So he got me McGlue, which is a very, very short one. I'm quite tempted to choose that one, but I know that Jack's more excited for me to read the short stories, so I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep trying to find that one. Where the hell is that? What's it even called? We're gonna try find it downstairs, girl. Because my bookshelf is clearly very, very full. I've just been keeping piles of books all over the house. Sorry about it, Jack. We're gonna have to get a bigger bookshelf for me in the living room, I think. But it's also not here. Lapvona is here. Do I just do that one? But now I'm also just feeling bad that I've lost this book of short stories that Jack got me. Oh, my Pluto. Hey, baby. Oh, my little girl, you look frazzled. I love her colourway, like, completely, but my favourite part of it is her little nose. I love how her little nose has a dot of ginger. Ooh. Oh, sleepy poo. I love that half her moustache is ginger and her little spot on her nose. Just too cute. You are beautiful, my girl. Oh, very sweet. Thank you. Wait, I think I have realised where the book of short stories is. It's up north, and I'm not. I'm in Brighton right now. Me and Jack swapped our Christmas presents when we were already up north, and so there's only a certain amount of things I can bring back down in my suitcase. So my mum is gonna post some bits and bobs to me. We don't have the book of short stories, so I guess I'm gonna do McGlue. Again, I have no idea what this is. I'm not even going to read the back. I'm quite taken with this book cover. It's like a very broken like stick and poke tattoo that says McGlue with the anchor on it. Shortlisted for the Man Booker Prize 2016. Man Booker. What does that mean? Alexa, what is the Man Booker Prize?
According to Wikipedia, the Booker Prize, formerly the Booker Prize for Fiction and the Man Booker Prize, is a which was published in the
thank
United
you,
Kingdom
Alexa,
or
thank
Ireland.
you.
You're welcome.
My queen. Okay, yeah, so basically that's the old name of the Booker Prize. Because this was shortlisted in 2016. This is vintage. It's a very old book. No, I'm joking. But yeah, this is our next book of the day. McGlue by Ottessa Moshfegh. Let's go! Oh my god, this book a little bit homophobic. We're on page 2 and someone has been called the F slur. So, the setting seems like we're on a ship and McGlue doesn't remember his own name. Apparently he was very drunk. Maybe he's been bleeding, or maybe he's like fallen into a load of mud and now he's calling another one of the sailors the F-slur. What? Can you hear how heavy she is, like, throwing her tail down? Oh my god, girl. So, we are 14 pages into McGlue, and I get it now. This is the only issue with going into books blind. I love it because absolutely nothing is spoiled at all, but it also takes you a minute to be like, so what is the context? What are we reading about here? He's a naughty little sailor on a ship who has clearly gotten very, very drunk one night and done something very, very bad. And now he's being like kept in the hold. And it's been about a month and he still doesn't quite know what he did on that night to get so drunk. But like, he's not allowed to drink anymore. We are slowly finding out what this man has done. But the reason I'm here back in the kitchen is because I got some sushi for my dinner. In fact, I picked this one up, but I actually got this for the cat. Saturn has been getting really posh lately and she doesn't eat her wet food as much, but she's so interested in human food. Like whatever me and Jack have, she's always like, meow, can I have some? Meow. I've never had sushi from this place before and they did like a chef special nigiri and it's like loads of different types. So this is my dinner. I've never had like eel before. I've never had this like black one with the roe on top. And also, just in case I didn't like any of that, I got myself some vegetable tempura because that's always a winner. This is my favorite kind of sushi in the whole entire world, like a seared salmon nigiri. There's someone at my door and I'm scared, so I'm bringing you with me. This isn't in real time, so if I get killed, like, you can't help. Never mind, it was just the postman. But I'm the true crime girl, so of course I get scared at everything ever. It's grand time. Come to my mom and try some. Come on, you. Come on, my big monster. Which one should we try with? This one is sea bass. Want to try? Nope. Oh, it smells like fish, that. She's lurking in the shadows. Fuck! Shit! Shit! I'm giving it back to him. He just gave it to me off camera and I was like, no, you have to do it again on camera.
Hey, babe, I'm back from my big day.
Hey!
Look what I've got you.
Oh.
Sorry, the box is badly sealed.
Aww. Yeah, he went out for lunch with his friends and I was like, get me something. So cute. I love you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And that's what the cake will look like. Well, it already does, actually. It won't look like that after you've eaten it, because it'll be gone.
I might have had a little nap. Just a little nap.
Oh, big stretch. Hey, pretty. You should come say hi to everyone. Oh, I love the little stretch. Hey, pretty princess. Oh, my girl.
Okay, I'm officially awake. Not that I ever really planned to be that much asleep. I don't really know where the nap came from. Back to work I go. Oh. Hello. Making the girls dinner. Saturn's very interested. Oh, she's put it on the Tomedy poster. Oh dear. Oh, that's my girl.
Have you eaten your cake from Civic Palace?
No, not yet. Is that because you want to share it?
Not even. I weren't even thinking that. It's a good idea though, we should do that.
We got some fresh fish for the girls. But Saturn is distracted by her own piece of summer. Plute.
Let's not break things, please. One of Jack's 10 rules for life. Number 1's don't break things. The rest, guess you'll have to wait and see.
Oh, you're eating it all. Well, she's on her last little mouthful. Got a whole plate over there, girls. Ooh, look who's giving it a go. I think Saturn's just finished, so she'll be going over to join. Was it nice? Oh, no, your sister eating it all.
She's just realised there's a plate over there. She's like, absolutely fucking not am I letting my sister eat all that.
My girls and their fresh fish. Lovely. Me and Plutes are still here. on the sofa. To be fair, I have gotten up and eaten and stuff, but I'm back down in the exact same place because she is. And we do everything together, right, baby? She was having a nightmare earlier. It was really sad. She was dreaming and she was like twitching and whatever in her sleep. And then she woke herself up because she did a big... like, she must have been having a bad dream and having to fight someone in her dream. And she woke herself up. It was so cute. I am 91 pages through this. I have very little to go. I think it's about 120 pages. And now I understand a lot more about the plot, about the story. I'm going to read you the back of the book now because I'm not ruining it for myself. If you don't want to hear this, if you'd like to go into books blind like I do, then just skip forward a little bit. But I'll read you the blurb. The blurb. Salem, Massachusetts, 1851. McGlue is in the hold. Still too drunk to be sure of his name or situation or orientation. He may have killed a man. That man may have been his best friend. Now, McGlue wants one thing and one thing only. A drink. Because for McGlue, insufferable, terrifying memories accompany his unwanted sobriety. A sail on the high seas of literary tradition, Ottessa Moshfegh gives us an unforgettable blackguard on a knife-sharp voyage through the fogs of recollection. And that's really accurate. Like, the more I read of this, he doesn't remember what the fuck happened on the night of his friend's death, and he's being accused of it, and he's like, maybe I did, but surely I didn't. Seemingly, he genuinely can't remember anything, and like, it's getting to the point where his lawyer's like, just fucking write something down, just like confess something and we'll try and claim insanity or whatever, and he's like, I don't know, can't write, no. I'm really intrigued to see where this is gonna go in the last like 30 pages, because right now, I can't quite predict the ending, so I shall let you know. I think I'm going to go and make a decaf cup of tea, because I'm feeling very much like her, actually, just a bit. But not very tired, because I had that sneaky little nap earlier. I don't know how or why that even happened, especially because I slept in this morning. I didn't need that nap. Well, I'm ill, so I probably did need that nap, but like, I could have read more today, but hey. Being easy on myself because I am ill. So I have been listening to my audiobook. I'm about just over 50% of the way through The Eyes Are the Best Part. She's still not killed anyone. So waiting on that. She's getting close though. She's having fantasies. She's having thoughts. And I'm secretly egging her on because it's fictional. Do you like my hoodie? Jack's mum and dad got me it for Christmas. Isn't it so cute? It's got cats. All black cats as well, like my Pepper. Rest in peace, Pepper. You were the best grumpy old lady in the world.
Good morning. Day 2 of books. Books. So, last night I did finish McGlue by Ottessa Moshfegh. And do you want to know something? It's another 5 stars. This video is going swimmingly. David, swimmingly. Yeah, I finished it like super late last night, so I didn't want to whap the camera out and give you my final review, but holy motherfucking shit. It took quite a while for the payoff, and I know it's a very short book, it's a novella, so quite a while for the payoff really actually isn't that long, but I believe the last clip that I filmed talking about this book, I was like, I really don't know what direction it's gonna go in, and yeah, I never could have imagined the ending that it did give me. I love it so much, and I don't want to say too much, because it's really, really good. I think because the narrator is so unreliable, I mean, he is telling you throughout this book, I don't remember what happened that night. No matter how hard I try, I cannot find these memories in my head because I was so drunk. And so you genuinely don't know how it's gonna turn out. Like, did he kill his friend, or was he like an unwilling witness or whatever? And you only find out like in the last few pages, and like on the last page. Oh, it's really good. It's really good, and I will be recommending this
all
throughout the town like a town crier. So now we're moving on to a non-fiction book, which I'm very excited about. I actually started it last night once I'd finished McGlue, and this is Monsters, What Do We Do with Great Art by Bad People? This book is by Claire Dederer, and I just saw it in Waterstones the other day. I pop into that Waterstones in Brighton like nobody's business. They're sick of seeing me. But the blurb of this book really, really got me. Pablo Picasso beat his partners. Richard Wagner was deeply anti-Semitic. David Bowie slept with an underage fan. But many of us still love Guernica and The Ring Cycle and Ziggy Stardust. And what are we to do with that love? How are we, as fans, to reckon with the biographical choices of the artists whose work sustains us? Yep, sold. This is a conversation that I have always been so interested in, and I feel like we still don't really have the answers to it. I find that a lot of people want to separate the art from the artist, and they can successfully, and they can still consume all that art that they love that is by objectively bad people, and they don't mind. But there's other people where it just ruins the art for them, knowing what that person was really like. And for me, I'm not very proud to admit this, but I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. I find that for some artists, I really cannot separate the art from the artist. Like, one of their songs might come on shuffle on Spotify, and I'm like, ew, get this off, I hate this person. Like, if Chris Brown came on, he is one that I've always been like, oh, fuck that guy. But then there's people like David Bowie that is mentioned in this book. I am apprehensive to see how many names and stories I learn about in this book, and I'm just really interested to see what it does to me and how it influences how I consume art after reading this book. Especially when I was a teenager, I was a fan of so many problematic people, and I would get very, very defensive about those people because I felt like, and I still feel like, everyone has goodness at their deepest root. But for some people, you can't keep defending them. You can't. They show time and time again that they are not in touch with that deep-rooted goodness that every human has. I think the author of this book has really hit it on the head so far. I mean, I'm halfway through chapter 1, and it seems that she's splitting it into different individuals and telling, first of all, their crime or misdoing, and then talking about their art and how she is kind of grappling with what she now knows. I mean, the very first chapter, she's talking about Roman Polanski and how much she adores his films, and she always has. And now she knows that he raped a 13-year-old girl. And it's so heartbreaking because she actually goes into a bit of detail of that story. But then she goes on to say that she puts the movie on and she can enjoy it almost just the same, but she has this kind of cloud over her head the whole time that she now knows that the man that created this art that she loves was a child. R-worder. This is not my true crime channel, so I'm actually going to be quite careful of the words that I use on this channel. I'm sorry. I'm not a big fan of censoring serious words like that, but you know, sometimes it has to be done on the internet these days. But I think Claire Dederer being so open about that in the first chapter has made me feel a lot better about my own conflictions with this conversation. I think if I'd gone into this book and she was almost lecturing the reader not to consume the art of bad people, then I might have been a bit turned off. But I think the fact that she is in my shoes as well, she has these same conflicting ideas and opinions of these people. I think I'm really going to enjoy this book, so let's go. Also, I forgot to acknowledge that yes, I am wearing the same outfit 2 days in a row. Let me remind you, I'm ill. I'm ill! And the only people that have to deal with the consequences of that are myself and my boyfriend, because I'm not leaving the house. And he loves me. We 4 lifers, so he's gonna have to deal with it. I'm already back again. I've only read a few more pages of this monsters book. I'm putting my lights on as well. Realised I didn't do that before. Oopsie daisies. I've literally only read like 2 more pages, but I want to read you some quotes of this because already she gets me. Claire Dederer gets me. I'll read you the one that literally made me run back up the stairs to film this little clip. So she's trying to like do some research into experts that have kind of looked into this, and as she's doing this, she's kind of realizing that there are no experts in this. There are no like definitive authoritative voices in this conversation. And so she says, I had a dawning realization. I was trying to find out not about the artists, but about the audience. Polanski had become not his own problem, but my problem. And isn't that just so true? Like, this whole entire conversation of like, oh, can I separate the art from the artist? Can I still listen to this music? Can I still watch these movies? It's making the problem ours as consumers rather than the horrible, evil people that are creating this art. And I mean, how else is that actually gonna go down? Because in those kind of industries, these kind of people are protected. And then, yeah, it is made our problem as to whether we are gonna consume the child R-word as art or are we not. Yeah, that bit just really hit me. The way that these horrible, evil artists can still make their art and still put it out and still profit and benefit and be famous, and then it's actually our problem to reckon with the fact that they are a horrible person with terrible morals. She made a really interesting point on page 6. That's how far in I am. She says, the poet William Empson said life involves maintaining oneself between contradictions that can't be solved by analysis. I found myself in the midst of one of those contradictions. And ain't that just the thing? The way I can't add anything more to that. I'm just like, that. I am actually going to do the rest of this vlog style, but because I was still only on page 6, I was like, let me just run back up to my very professional reporter setup. Also, I realised that I forgot to update you on The Eyes Are the Best Part. I didn't listen to too much more. I am still only about halfway through. But she's eaten an eyeball. And it ain't a fish's eyeball. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna go chill with my cats and make a cup of tea and keep reading about horrible, awful things, apparently. This is the way I'm choosing to spend my sick weekend. Cool. I'm a little bit further on in this book. Actually, not that much further. But I wanted to pop in and do like a little update here because so far we've spoken about a lot of the big hitters, a lot of people in film, so like Roman Polanski, Woody Allen, we touched on Kevin Spacey, a little bit on Bill Cosby, but now we're getting to Michael Jackson. And this is one that I find so intriguing for different reasons to any of the other cases, and that's because Michael himself was such a victim as a child. He was abused and kept in this life that he shouldn't have been in. Like, that life was no life for a child. He was exposed to so much maturity at such a young age, exposed to sex and all of the above. And there's the rumours about the chemical castration. Are they even rumours? I'm not entirely sure. People say that he was chemically castrated to keep his voice really high. And I just think Michael Jackson's case is so unique. I mean, we can all agree that there is something seriously fucking wrong with having little kids to sleep over at your house when you're a grown man and sleeping in the same bed as them. That is not okay. That is not normal. That is not safe for those children. But I'm really intrigued to see how she goes about this case specifically, because when I think about Michael Jackson, obviously I don't know him. I really fucking do not know the fella. I don't even know that much about him, honestly. But I hold his case in such a different way to all of these other men, like Roman Polanski, who R-worded a 13-year-old girl, Woody Allen, who slept with his partner's daughter. And then there's Michael Jackson, who never had a childhood, never experienced anything other than exploitation when he was a child, and that will have done something so different to him than any of these other men had in their brain when they were doing their acts of atrocities, you know? I just kind of wanted to dip in and do a little bookmark here with you guys to kind of say how I've felt about it so far, and then I'm going to come back when we've read about Michael Jackson and tell you what I feel about this section of the book. Again, really intrigued. It's going quite well. The thing that Claire Dederer keeps saying throughout this book is that she kind of wants to write it almost as an autobiography or a biography of the audience and how the audience feel about these things, rather than herself, rather than biographies about all these horrible monsters. She wants to write about how we feel as audiences, and she's doing a really good job of that. I'm not entirely sure what I expected, because she does talk herself in some of the first few pages. She's like, there is no authority on this. There is no person that I can go to and say, Is it okay to enjoy this art? She even said something about, I hoped that there would be an expert who could tell me what to do, some kind of philosopher who had it puzzled out before. And this bit as well really got me. I wished someone would invent an online calculator. The user would enter the name of an artist, whereupon the calculator would assess the heinousness of the crime versus the greatness of the art and spit out a verdict. You could or could not consume the work of this artist. That's just something we keep coming back to in this book, is that Claire Dederer doesn't have the answers, I don't have the answers, no one really has the answers, no one can... Oh, Pluto! She actually uses an example quite close to the beginning of the book that really kind of encapsulates that. She said, a friend of mine who was gang raped in high school says that any and all work by artists who have exploited and abused women should be destroyed. But a gay friend whose adolescence was redeemed by art says that art and artists must be separated entirely. It's possible that both these people are right. And I think that's exactly it. It really does kind of just come down to the individual and how you feel about the art, and if it supersedes anything that the artist may have done biographically, you know, in their own life. And again, it kind of comes back to that other quote that I read you about how it's not Roman Polanski's problem, it's not the monster's problem, it's our problem as consumers. And we can choose to keep it a problem, or we could choose to try to enjoy the art and take from it what is meant to be taken from art, and that's, well, a whole plethora of things. Escapism, joy, memories. We can choose to try to override the horrific truths of the artist to be able to enjoy art, because is that not one of the only beautiful things about this world, is that we have art and we can get so much joy from different forms of art. We don't need to let horrific people ruin that for us if we don't want them to. But for some people it's not that easy, and for some people it does just ruin it. Like, without there being a conscious thought, art is ruined by monsters for some people. I don't know, I feel like the more I'm talking about it, the less I'm saying. I think just because no one has the answers is kind of where I'm going to leave this little section, and I'm going to go read about Michael Jackson. I'm really intrigued to see what she says about him. I'm a bit disappointed in the Michael Jackson chapter, I'm not going to lie. The next chapter's on J.K. Rowling, so I was gonna say I have high hopes, but maybe I don't after this chapter. Basically, she just didn't really talk about Michael Jackson all that much. The majority of this chapter was more so about how back then, when she was first discovering all of this music, she keeps referring to herself as a middle-aged woman, so I'm not entirely sure when she was discovering all this music. She's talking about like the 70s and 80s, going into like record stores, and she was saying like in that age, there was no biographical information about these artists. You struggled enough to try and find a record or an album of theirs. Never mind, like, you couldn't go into a bookstore and find a biography or an autobiography. She was saying, like, her Beatles-obsessed friend couldn't even find a book on the Beatles during Beatles mania. That is how little information they had about these artists' biographical lives. Which, like, yeah, all well and good, but why is that in the Michael Jackson chapter, girl? I wanted to know more about Michael. What she did say about him was a bit interesting, but it wasn't kind of what I was really imagining. She did say that obviously because Michael Jackson has been an artist practically since coming out of the womb, which is really, really sad that he was pushed into this life of stardom and exploited in that way as a child. She's kind of making the point of, is that work also tarnished by the things that Michael later went on to do as an adult, you know, the child exploitation that he has been accused of. She's kind of talking about this stain, she calls it, that once an artist does something terrible, it stains all of their previous work. And she's talking about how far does that stain travel? Does it travel all the way back to the music that Michael Jackson was making as an exploited child himself? So that was kind of the Michael Jackson chapter. I was just hoping for more. I was hoping for more conversation, a bit more detail about how he was exploited as a child and how he kind of went on to repeat those patterns. Again, I think that's something really unique about Michael Jackson's case specifically, is like, he was an abused child that went on to allegedly abuse children. And I think there's something very different about repeating patterns of abuse that you yourself have been a victim to versus Roman Polanski drugging and essaying a child. Like, they are so different. And, you know, she did touch on that. I'm not saying that this was a bad chapter by any means, but it was just kind of lacking for me. But that being said, I'm gonna go learn about J.K. Rowling. Or maybe I'm not, I don't know. Maybe she's not gonna say no about her.
What you doing, girl?
Reading my book.
Jack section of the vlog.
Fuck off, General Ortega. Get out of the way. She's on the count. I'm not just saying that. Look, this Fanta is fantastic. Just doing some jokes for the viewers. Hope you guys enjoy. If you do, guys, be sure to smash like and subscribe.
Oh my god, did you know that Potter Puppet Pals did live shows?
I'm not even sure I know who that is.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say yeah. I don't think I do know.
Ron.
Oh, actually, never mind.
Weasley,
Okay.
Dumbledore. I kind of look like a Dumbledore. Jack's making my second channel thumbnails these days.
Don't even get flipping paid, man.
I made my Spotify Wrapped one, and it was genius, if I do say so myself. It's literally just putting the photo on a photo of me in it. I've gotten Jack into Blonde Shell as well. And we're going to see Matt Champion next month.
Yeah, he's my champion. Is it happening again? Yes!
I love you. Thank you for making the tournament.
It's okay, I love you too.
He filled his own Stanley.
Oh my god, we're like the lights! The lights are pink and green.
Sides or something. This looks grey because I'm in the...
It's forest green.
It's forest green.
We're in the Fontaines DC room right now.
Wicked.
That's my life.
Wicked, the movie. And I've got to go do a stream with car seat headrest. Yeah.
Don't have to, you get to.
Not have to, I've told him I'm going to do it.
And then when he's done doing that, he's going to make me dinner. Dinner?
Making you dinner, and then I'm going to fucking bed, man.
He is making me dinner later because famously, as I've already told you guys, I'm on my period, and he's seen one of those like boyfriend reels the other week that was like, make your girl a steak when she's on her period so that she can like replace the iron that she's losing through bleeding. So he's making steak sandwiches for dinner when he's finished stream, but dinner when he's finished stream should be illegal because that's at like 10:30, 11. Well, he starts at 10:30, 11. I'm going to be eating at midnight.
No, not. It doesn't take that long to make
He's
steak,
crept
man.
back in.
Don't take that long to make steak, man.
Oh! You're going to say hi to the people. Hi to the people. So, a little update, because I just finished reading the J.K. Rowling section of this book. I don't think this book is what I thought it was when I picked it up. I'm a little bit disappointed in that way. The J.K. Rowling section didn't really go into all that much of what J.K. Rowling has said or done or her beliefs. I think Claire Dederer is expecting you to know all of the details of the problematic things that these people have done. In the beginning, she was explaining it a bit more, whereas now she's just like, J.K. Rowling voiced some turfy kind of things. And that's kind of the whole explanation that we get. But other than that, she spent a lot of that section just kind of talking about parasocial relationships with artists in general.
Guys, I'm the worst boyfriend ever. I'm seriously the worst. I forgot to buy steaks that I was going to make after the stream, and the stream went really late. And I was supposed to make us both dinner, and I promised you a steak, and I fully just don't have it. I promise I'll do it tomorrow. So I'm putting a fucking oven pizza in, but I'm just a twat, man. I'm seriously horrible. I just feel so bad. I'm the worst. You're the best as well. You're so nice to me, and I'm shit. Guys, cancel me. Guys, take me away, please.
Yeah, he forgot to get the steaks in.
I didn't take the bins out, man. I've done nothing.
And the bin is overflowing. Good morning, campers, for the third morning in a row. Yeah, I know that this video was only supposed to span 2 days over the weekend, but I didn't finish those books. So we're going to keep it going on this here Monday until I finish both of these books. Hopefully I'll get them both done today, so then we can wrap it up. And also so that my boyfriend gets to redeem himself, he's going to cook me the steak tonight, and he would like it to be included in the vlog. So I'm about halfway-ish through Monsters by Claire Dederer, and what I'm realising is that this author, she is a memoirist, and this book is essentially a memoir, but kind of through the lens of this conversation of monster artists and how she feels about them in her life and different memories that she has had attached to this art and her reckoning with how to feel about these people now. Maybe if I'd have known that going into this, I might have felt a bit different. So that's me preparing you, because I actually put this on my story yesterday when I was reading it and I got so many responses. So many of you were like, I immediately just added this to my Goodreads after seeing it. So I feel like it's my duty to kind of prep you that it is more memoir. It's a lot about her life. She was a film critic for a long time, and that's all very interesting. She talks about conversations that she had with other male film critics in the industry and how they just didn't get it. Like, she tries to talk with them about Roman Polanski and they're like, just ignore that, look at the art. And she's like, okay, easy for you to do, man, but I can easily put myself in those shoes as a woman that was once a 13-year-old girl, just like Roman Polanski's victim. For women, it's not as easy to just ignore that and get on with the movie. Like I say, she is making some interesting points. It's not a complete miss, this book. I am gonna finish it. I am gonna devour it for the rest of the day. I think it's a very valuable book in its own way, but it's just not what I thought I was picking up. But hey, I'm enjoying nonetheless. As for The Eyes Are the Best Part, I'm about 80% of the way through, and my god, this bitch is crazy. She's actually not crazy though. She is just a girl that is experiencing a lot of horrific men, and her way of dealing with that is to get all violent in her thoughts rather than sad or depressed or whatever. She gets angry. But so far, she has kind of satiated this hunger that she has for violence, and specifically for eyeballs, in other ways. She hasn't murdered anyone yet, but she has found eyeballs. And that's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, let's keep reading. I'm also gonna go to the cafe and do some work because it is Monday and I can't— oh my god. My cat wants to come in. As I was saying, it is Monday and so I need to get back to work. I can't just spend my whole day reading as much as I would like to. Plutzy. Oh, she wants to get down. Don't she look so grump? Got anything to say?
Why haven't you joined the army to help defend our country?
Baby Saturn camp.
Still a bit ill.
What are you filming for? What's even this one for?
For reading my book. He got me flowers earlier, guys.
I did.
He's cooking me the steak though, guys, finally. We're replacing that iron. He's gonna make steak sandwiches. We've got ciabattas, he's gonna cut up a steak, put a bit of rocket in there. He makes like a special little horseradish sauce.
Yep, I bought all the ingredients earlier. I actually made a video buying all the ingredients for this. This video is supposed to be about reading, not just me cooking steak.
I know, and you're really distracting me.
Whoa, hang on, wait. Guys, slow-mo replay. Did it jiggle? Hey,
What are you doing back there?
nothing.
It's so hard to read in this house. This boy is like the radio.
Bored all the time. I'm bored and you don't even entertain me or want to have fun. You never even want to play with me. You just want to read by yourself. Okay, I know that you're reading, but I've just come up with a really good character. I need to know what you think. Right, this is a guy who thinks he's a feminist, but he's not quite got it yet. If women belong in the kitchen, then how come all the best chefs are men?
Just a little window into what I deal with every day.
It should be funny, because he really means well. But he just hasn't quite got it, has he? No, I thought I'd failed at first, you didn't even laugh, but then it just took you a minute, and that's okay.
Yeah, sorry, it was too advanced for me. I didn't get it at first.
Yeah, I'm not going to say why.
Is it because I'm a woman?
No. It's because you're stupid.
Oh, touching me with your onion hands!
I barely even touched
Oh,
it.
and I smell that onion. Saturn's eating your earphones.
Okay, that's enough now. We're done biting with doors.
Alright, picture this. We're doing some role playing.
What?
And I'm Yoda. Do you think that would be sexy or not?
Depends if you're doing sexy Yoda or not. You sound like Marge. We don't have crazy Yoda sex, by the way, guys.
We actually do, don't lie to them.
We've never done any sexy Yoda stuff.
I No!
Pluto's trying to go get the steaks. She's in mum jail. She's trying to eat the steaks. Sometimes when they're being naughty, I just hold them and say that they're in mum jail. Pluto's doing time right now. Okay, you don't want to be in jail anymore, but you gotta promise me you'll behave, okay?
Fuck my chungus life.
What did you say?
Nothing.
Fuck my chungus life, that was.
And shout out all my chunguses in chat. Do you ever just want to take a bite of it, raw?
No.
I do, I reckon it'd be quite nice.
Giving Alex from Madagascar.
Also, that fucking zebra was annoying, man.
My poodle! See my poodle! Poodle!
Guys, welcome to Cooking with Jack. This is how I make steaks. First, I put them on the pan. They're in there. They're going to cook on that side for about 2.5 minutes. These are a little thicker than usual. Usually I do 2 minutes. Got a minute left so we have to flip the steaks. That's good timing.
So I have reached a section of the book where we're now talking about writers like Virginia Woolf. I spoke about Picasso because he was a wife beater. I'm basically at a point in the book where we're talking about like ancient monsters, like vintage monsters. She's basically just being like, yeah, people have always been terrible. Artists have always been terrible. And like there's so many writers from like 100 years ago that were all Nazis and so clear about that in their work.
What are your thoughts on Monsters by Claire Dederer?
I can't say I've ever read it. Has she spoken about Walt Disney yet?
She's not spoken about Walt Disney yet, no.
Apparently he was a big anti-Semite.
Yeah, he was. Everyone was. It is.
Yeah, this book is quite depressing.
To be fair, we watched Nosferatu the other day, and that's, as much as it was fascinating to see the origin of film, or vampire movies, should I say, the actual character about Count Orlok is definitely very anti-Semitic.
What, in the original?
Yeah.
Like the 1920s?
Yeah, the 20s. We watched both. We watched the original and we watched the new one.
Yeah, we watched the remake with Lily Rose Depp in it the other day, and then we came home and we watched the original, like, black and white silent film Nosferatu from 1922, I want to say.
22, yeah.
It was a good movie, though.
I mean, yeah, it's a fascinating way of looking at the like the origin of vampire, because it was the first ever vampire film, pretty much. It's all really very interesting, but there's some real undertones of homophobia and anti-Semitism. They're definitely not in the forefront. It's like all subtext, but it's like there, you know.
Like what?
Well, I mean, just the depiction of Count Orlok is incredibly, like, just the visuals of it. You know, like Jewish caricature at the time.
Yeah.
It is like the main thing. But then the homophobia, I read about that, and it's like very like the act of the vampire sucking someone's blood is sort of this weird sort of like pseudo-sexual romantic thing, and he sort of does that with a fella.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like portrayed as being a bit like wrong and alien. Where like, you know, when he does it with a woman at the end, the day is saved. Again, it's very subtexty, but it is, there's themes.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks for the history lesson, boy.
It's okay, sure.
Oh, yummy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's to replace my iron. The leaves that are very much out of date.
Yeah, but they've not been opened, and look how green and like not decaying they are, so
Well,
that'll be fun.
you.
Thank you, bye.
I can already feel my iron replacing.
Sometimes Saturn gets herself all cozy in one of the dining room chairs, so now me and Jack have to sit quite far apart because we've got our daughter in between us. Oh, you're so cute, you little loaf. Saturn. Hi, pretty baby. Oh, we got a slow blink. Cheers. That's good. My boy make a good steak sandwich. Guys, Blanchelle has just announced that she's going on tour in 2025 and she's coming to Brighton.
So I've got to celebrate.
And London and Leeds. I have so much choice. I can see Blanchelle anywhere I want. Everywhere I want.
Jack's also opening this massive bottle of red wine. Do we have anything for comparison? Put my Stanley next to it. Like,
You bought me this, but that's not next to it. That's false perspective now.
like that is a massive bottle of red wine.
You bought it.
Yes, I got him it. Was it like for our first Christmas together?
Different years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's like 1.5 liters of red wine in there. That's crazy. Okay, so the cork broke when we were trying to get it out, and now Jack's bending this knife like mad.
Yeah, this knife can't really be used.
That's
Look at that
crazy.
fucking knife.
Just put your mouth on and suck it out.
You're actually a perv, because that was minging, what you said.
Oh, I just got like bits of cork in my mouth.
Oh, did you do it?
Yeah, I tried it.
It might be a case of pushing it in.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
God! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh
that's...
What did you do?
I just pushed the corky.
Oh no, babe, it's on the walls, it's on the ceiling.
It's not on the ceiling,
It's
is
on the...
Oh, that's
Yeah.
not going to come off.
Yeah, we do kind of rent this place.
Oh, that's not going to come off. Oh, and on the wall... Oh.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Let's round this up, shall we? Because I have finally finished this here book, and we've gone on a journey together. We really have. I still can't quite put my finger on how I'm feeling about this book. I mentioned on my Instagram story the other day that I was a little bit disappointed because it is mostly a memoir, or like half memoir. It's about Claire Dederer's life. And at first, I didn't really love that about it. I didn't love that it was half memoir. I think I wanted to go into this book and have it be very objective and like factual, but the longer I've read it, the more I've understood why she's done it like that. After all, Claire Dederer is in the exact same position that we're all in when it comes to this conversation. I think we all have deep connections with controversial art and controversial artists, and it just felt very human to have those like guilty sentiments kind of echoed back from Claire Dederer. She asks a lot of thought-provoking questions throughout this book. It is really interesting in that way, but it's not very satisfying because we never actually get to any answers for these questions. It's just one big, like, what do we do, guys? Like, I still find myself wanting answers to the question on the front of the book. What do we do with great art by bad people? I don't know. I still don't know. But towards the end of the book, she really started to win me back, actually, because then we get into female monsters, like female art monsters. The first half was mainly about men. We spoke about J.K. Rowling a little bit. But this book gets really feminist towards the end, and I loved it. It talks about how women artists can be considered monsters for doing much less evil things than their male counterparts. Male monsters are your rapists, your abusers, your P. Diddy's, you know? Whereas the women, the audiences considered monsters in like modern history have been women like Joni Mitchell, who got an abortion when she was like 20. Or Doris Lessing is another one that Dederer mentions in this book, and that is a woman, an author, who had children, had a partner, and realized that her life wasn't fulfilling, and so she kind of abandoned all of that to go and dedicate her life to her art. And she has been labeled a monster and held on this same like hate pedestal as the Roman Polanskis and the actual evil people. I loved that whole element of the book, so it did really pick up in the last like quarter for me. But as I've been saying, it's just not the book that I thought I was picking up. That being said, I did actually really enjoy it in the end. If you're into like art and classic art and artists especially, like this is a good read of some like mini biographies with controversies laced into it. It was a bit of a rocky read, but overall, I think I'm giving it a 4. Or maybe a 3.5, I don't know. Maybe 4. I think I would need to read it again now that I know what to expect, because then I might be able to appreciate it for what it is more than for not meeting my expectations, you know? But that concludes my little weekend readathon. Thank you for joining me. I'm feeling much better now, actually. Honestly. Thanks again to Audible for sponsoring that little section of the readathon. We love you guys. I love my audiobooks so much, especially the self-improvement ones. Go listen to Ikigai if you are wanting to find your purpose for life. Or if you want to find out how to live longer. I really wasn't expecting that to be in the audiobook. It was a pleasant surprise. I was like, wow, just added 5 years to my lifespan just from listening to this audiobook. Remember, you can get a 30-day free trial of Audible. Just click the link down below in the description. But yeah, I love you guys so much. Never change. I love you so much.